All right. Now, this is going to be good old Tourney review. Good old Tourney review. Now, I only had 2 matches on stream. We had 2 matches on stream. We will do those last. Here is, I did come in 4th place, which I did decent. Context about this tournament. This is the first tournament of the year for me. And also the longest break in a tournament since the pandemic for me. Meaning that this is something that I was speaking about at the tournament, is that going to perform and being at a social event is essentially, and being able to perform optimally is a muscle, and you have to constantly flex it in order to make sure that you can use it effectively. I say that, and I say that analogy to say, oh, I forgot about what the song was. I was like, what is this song? But I say that to say, going to tournaments and feeling the offline pressure is something that you have to do consistently for you to be able to perform optimally. And it is something that people may not think about too much, but it's something that I understand is real. So if you say you just go to 2 tournaments a year, you're not going to perform consistent in them. Even if you've been playing online, you play 40 hours a day online. If you don't play offline and then you go play offline, and you have pressure situations and clutch moments and stuff like that, there's a chance that you may be able to perform well, but there's a higher chance that you won't, because you don't put yourself under that level of pressure from being offline next to somebody, with noises around you. Maybe people are loud, maybe there's a megaphone. You don't put yourself under that level of, that level of environment when you're at home chilling, in your underwear playing the game. So I called after, my last tournament was November 15th. So December, I was like, whatever, I called it wash. January, I was like, man, I'm excited. We got 2 tournaments, one in Purdue, one in Nap. So I was like, I'm going to both of them. They was in, late January. The snow had other plans. I thought the snow was going to be some bitch shit. I thought it was going to be weak. I did. I was like, whatever, bro, the snow, whatever. I'm still going to the tournament. They canceled the tournament. And they canceled the tournament next week, which would have been the one in Nap. So they canceled Purdue's and they canceled ours. So I was like, dang, no tournament in January. And so the next one would have been this, February 21st. So here we are. So I was worried. I wasn't excited or nervous about coming to this tournament. I was more mad. I was kind of mad about it, just in the middle, because I knew that something was going to affect me from not constantly competing. I didn't know what it was going to be. I didn't know if I was going to choke and do dumb shit in clutch moments, or if my whiff punishment was going to be bad, or if my punishment was going to be bad, or if I was just going to get locked into autopilot offense. I didn't know what it was going to be. I knew it was going to be something. So we'll talk about that later. But my first match, as you can see, was against BVRG. 6 perfects. I hit him with all the combos and everything. Can't fuck with me, Beverage. I can't believe you would think you could. No, I'm just fucking with you. DQ, BVRG did not show. I would have enjoyed the play, but he didn't pop up. I don't know why, but hopefully he's okay. I've met him before. He's in our Tekken chat. Next, I got to play against Disciple. Now, Chicago and Ohio, they both came to this tournament this time. Seich, shout out to Seich. Seich lives the closest that is from Chicago. He lives the closest to Indianapolis. So his drive is not as bad as a lot of other players' drives. So I believe that Ali and Disciple rode down with Seich. So that is, that was pretty cool of him to bring them. So he brought Disciple. Backstory about the Disciple, I didn't know who the fuck he was at all until Roundhouse. I went to Roundhouse and I joined the team tournament that Shadow and Raziel won, I believe. And me and Oni joined it. and we ran into Disciple and Primetime, and they're both Chicago peoples. They're younger players, so that explains why I had no clue who the hell they were. But they were really solid, and we actually lost our first game. Our first matches were in the team tournament were against Disciple and Primetime, and Disciple came to this tournament, so it was kind of a pseudo revenge thing for me. I was pseudo revenge. It was my my first match since I didn't get to play against BVRG, and he plays drag, so I was worried. Drag is always a problem because he's just really simple and really effective, and like he can really like stack layers pretty easily against you. So, but I did well. I did well. I cleaned him up 2-0. I don't really think there was too much. Like there wasn't anything complicated in the set. I just like played regular offense. There was nothing that he did that surprised me, which I was a little shocked about. He did use his 10 frame really well, the 1-2-1. I do remember that. We'll note that. He did use 1-2-1 very well. But other than that, I think I just dominated the pace. And I dominated the pace and controlled what was happening, and I don't really feel like he had momentum in the match, the entire match. So, in my opinion, so there was no point where I was like concerned, and like confused about what was going to end up happening. So, I don't know. I guess I've gotten better at the drag matchup, or I don't know. It was my first match too, so the first match is the worst match. Is my go-to rule. Your first matches that you play, like your first matches that you play, you're usually not as sharp. You usually need to warm up something like that. But I was just fine. After that, it took maybe about an hour. I got to play against my bracket demon, Elite Clutch. If you do not know, history between me and Elite Clutch is has been my Tekken rival, essentially. As I was on the rise in Tekken 7, he was also on the rise in Tekken 7 as well, and we sparred with each other. We're cool with each other. We're cool with each other. Like, we've really helped grow the scene, like, a lot. We've helped grow the scene, as in Tekken. Grow the Tekken scene a lot, which is helping other players and, grinding against each other and getting better and stuff. And I was mopping his ass in T7 with the horrors, hit with the left, right flamingos and the whiplashes and come on, man, and the plasma blades. I was tearing his ass up in T7. Them is facts. But everything comes around. That is a fact of life. In Tekken 8, he has been clapping my ass, bro. He has been clapping my ass every tournament set that we've had. I know that I have not beaten him in any tournament set in Tekken 8. Now, he hasn't been as consistent with Tekken 8, right? But still, that fact remains. So I think maybe I've got like 7 or 8 different tournament sets against him, and this is the first one I've won. So after I did end up winning, it was just a really solid fundamental game. He started with Claudio, and I handled it very well. There was no point where it felt like the game was going away from me. So I beat him with Claudio, and then he switched to Eddie, and I got cooked 3-0. It was a quick 3-0 too. I breathed, took a breath in, out, reset myself mentally, and went into the next match against Eddie again, and I came out on top. I think that I've gotten enough experience against him. Maybe I got enough experience against him to understand what he really wants, like in regards to move choice, and that really helped. That really helped out. I was able to understand when he wanted to go low at certain points, and those low blocks really ended up taking the match. Because if he gets 4-4-3 off, it's a free mix, and like if I don't block the mix, maybe I die, something like that. There was a few low blocks that I pulled off and really got the win based on. So go me, GG's also, GG's clutch. I'm pretty sure that may not be the the that may not I might not just win all the games now. Of course, we'll probably go back and forth now, if I would imagine. But I'm happy I was able to beat him. I've never been able to beat him in Tekken 8. I just think that he's much better than me at Tekken 8, regardless of me teaching people primarily now. Like he is really like stepped forward, and stepped forward and has been the best player. Been the best player in indie like pretty much since Tekken 8 came out. So I would probably still say as much, even though I won this one. So like he's still the best at T8 in this city, in my opinion. But we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens as the future moves on. After that, after I beat him, I ended up playing Kevo. And this is a match that we have, right? What time is that match? 4:57. Right. We are gonna watch this on times 2 speed and without the commentary, unfortunately, because this is a review and not a review for the learning of Tekken. Can I speed up the? Oh, there it is. The 1.5. 1.5 is good. All right, I'm gonna grab my food. Yeah. Food in the middle of the video. You know what it is. ASMR stream. ASMR stream, baby. Tater tots. Salmon. Yeah. Oh. Plug. All right. All right, stuff is loading up. He ain't better than you. Well, I mean, if he's not, then hey, we talking about indie right now, Vio. We talking about indie, specifically indie. So, I just respect the work that he's put in offline. He's done a really good job. All right, now, I need to speak about Kevo a little bit before we get into this. So, I'm gonna rewind this. After that blowout of the first round. So Kevo is a really solid player from Ohio. He's a really solid player from Ohio, plays Claudio and Claudio only, to my knowledge. He was all right. Now he I played him in a couple sets before, and I hyper remember that when I was playing him, he was able to hit me with the Shoryuken. Claudio has a new Shoryuken move, and I need to lab it further because I forgot what the frames were. I did forget what the frames were on it. But the Shoryuken move that Claudio has, I don't know the notation. I think it's down 4-1+2. I'm not sure. But this move is really good and it launches you. And I think the first set I had against Kevo, or the second set I had against him, he hit me with like 7 of them. And Claudio gets a full combo, so that's like what, 30 to 40% of your health every time you get hit by one of those. And I got hit by 7 in one set. Ha! So I remember that about him. So the whole set, I was trying to remember to not check or not retaliate like aimlessly with jabs. So I was looking for that the entire set. Now remember that as we go through this. Other than that, also remember that before this game, I did play against Elite Clutch. Elite Clutch is Claudio and Eddie. So I just got done playing against a Claudio. And here we go. Goes low, I check with the 12. He is running moves, more plus frames, more plus frames, more plus frames. Heat smash. I decided to move. Not the time to move. Not the next serve. I got smacked. Okay. There's the Divine Exorcist. 1-2 in the down forward 2. It's a good strat. Figured he was looking for the low. It was about that time. Get your ass up. No, I was never there. Ooh. Right here. I like this shit. This shit is when people lab against my character, I love that shit, bro. You see this shit? I did a fake transition just to check. See if he jabbed. See what he would do. See what he would just block. DF2. Great response. Great response. Great response. After he hit me, I was like, oh, noted. Like, I was excited. I was like, okay. So at this point, I kind of understand what I need to do, based on how he's playing. He's playing really fast, but he's leaving himself open to counters. Yeah, he's leaving himself open to counters, and he's leaving himself open to lows. So I'm just like, all right, I have to match his pace and throw out counter hit timings. However, which I did, and either that or slow him down. Okay. Yeah. And this is me matching the energy. Beautiful. I thought that was gonna bust the wall, but apparently not. Actually, let's look at this angle, right? What blows up? Is it the helicopter that blows up right here? Yeah. So I guess I wasn't in the right spot for it. In that case, I probably would have gone for a spike. So this was my issue right here. Yep. And also, when you do down jab, you're not able to do other shit. You're -5. So he did down jab, didn't hit it, and like swung after him. I was like, no, I can do down one back. All right. So got the first game out the way. It was beautiful. Okay, getting poked up. Nah. -9 into counter hit. I mean, -9 into armor. He's too hasty at times after he blocks stuff. So I figured even if he delayed timing, like the armor was gonna hit him regardless. His timing gets very predictable because he plays Claudio. Claudio allows the player to control the match with his buttons. His buttons are really good, and he can apply a lot of plus frames and stuff, right? So because of that, Claudio's timing, they give up their timing pretty easy. So it can give you reads on parries, on when to parry, it can give you reads on when to step, and give you reads on armor, because he attacks so much. Even though he has the plus frame advantage, it doesn't, like, it matters because it's annoying, but also it's a detriment to him as well, against me at least. One thing you notice against Clutch is he's susceptible to counter hit and lows with timing issues. Yes, Audio has timing issues. So me doing that -9 mid, and this was ass. I hate this. This right here, the beginning of this match, this shit, down 4, sidestep. I was like, oh, I got him. Nah, this is whack, bro. Whack, bro. Situation was whack. I'm probably gonna lose this round because of that. That was cute. First time he did down jab and a grab. I thought I was the only person that did that. I don't be seeing people do that. Ooh, I went for it. You see this? This was a timing call out again right here. Is because he attacked so much. This, you see that? I knew he was gonna dash into button. Did you see that? I went for my counter low sweep. So I think if I did back one, I think maybe that would have worked. But I was thinking that maybe he was gonna step and button, so I went for down back four. But he got the armor off. Also, if you get hit by the second hit of that string, you get hit by the third. Didn't know that. But it makes sense. There's a lot of strings like that. Okay. I need to pay attention to how I got hit by that grab. Alright, so I did this. He did that, which is +7, I believe. Into grab. Oh, I pressed the button. Well, that's fair. It was a counter hit grab. Now, one thing I also, the thing I was talking about me fearing or like worrying about something happening for my break of Tekken, I started noticing in this set, I was losing focus. Like I was going in and out of like, oh, okay, I got to do this, and like just like playing instinctively. And what ended up happening was my mental stamina was running out in the middle of this match. Whatever, not an excuse. This is just not an excuse or anything like that. I lost this because of my own decisions, of course. But what I will say is that I definitely started noticing after, like, really even in the first match, that I was like dropping focus. Like, oh, I wasn't paying attention as much as I should have. However, and I think that is what happened to me because I decided to not play offline competitively and for like 3 months. Also, I'm pretty decent at breaking grabs, especially against characters with trash grabs like Claudio. So me getting grabbed by Claudio is also a bit of a sign of that. So that was a good duck. I did like maybe 3 or 4 4-2-1s. So it was impressive that he was able to step out. I was late. I'm an old man. Look at this shit. Wow, whipped in my face. What am I doing here? Oh yeah, DF2. This is offline. There's no excuse, bro. No excuse, bro. Let's see, timing and they flowchart their neutral a lot. That's a fact. Once they get in, you talking about Claudio's, once they get in, they don't tend to stop unless they get interrupted. Same thing happened to you when you played his Eddie for longer than 5 games. Yeah, mental stamina is a real thing, and it takes work to work on it. You know, offline mental stamina is a real thing as well. So, so I followed a dumb mistake by a dumb decision, and it worked out. You want to check this out here? So he whiffs this, right? I don't punish properly. I do DF2, right? He doesn't punish properly, right? And I'm mad about what I did. So a dumb idea comes up. Let's do the down forward 1 4-3 string. Yeah. Such a bad string. I hate that I even use it. But it worked out right here. Me 74. Also, I gotta get better at baiting forward 2-2-1. The higher level players do stuff about it, and I have ideas. God damn. See, from here, from this position, you would think I won the entire set. Right here, this. I get the ankles, right? And then I do back 2 for some reason. This is a bad idea, and I know that. Good with punish, but I have no clue why I would do something like that. It's not something I've normally done. I'm gonna say it's a lack of focus, to be honest. The block. Here's the Shoryuken I was talking about. This was a good Shoryuken attempt by him. I do 2, and then what? I do back 2 again? Yeah, I don't like that decision. 2 and then back 2? Why? Like, that doesn't even... My brain doesn't even, like, recognize why that's a good or bad idea. And then he does the 1-4. He hadn't done that string. the entire set. It's a good time. He likes a lot of down jab. So, yeah, we go here. I had him dead to rights. He slivered out. Getting pieced up a bit. Bam! Good hop kick. I'm dead. Next round. Yep, DF1, baby. DF1 is the answer. Just not using that shit. Good armor. Was that after throw break? Yeah, it was after throw break. Now, because he does so many down jabs, this idea was because of him. I was like, I wonder how he feels if I do something that he does, right? So I do down jab and I do DF2. That's specifically because he likes to do stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? I don't ever do this. Let's see how well this works on him. And it worked. Oh man, you crazy. Man, Tekken is so fun, bro. Get that shit out of here. That was a tight ass parry too. I knew he was gonna do fucking heat. Yep. Give me that. Now what? Stinger. Go low. Go mid. Yeah, and I sidestep and close that out. Beautiful. Alright, so how did I lose this, bro? It really does not look like he doesn't have any control in this match. He's playing Claudio, and Claudio normally like controls the match, but like I am completely shutting it down. Like it does not feel. Yeah. It does not feel like he had much say-so in what the fuck happened in this set. I'm playing excellently. That was a great whiff punish. A great whiff punish. It was a great whiff punish. Gotta give that one up. Going to heat early? Why? I thought it was a good idea. He got hit by that? Crazy. I have no clue why I used heat right there. I wonder, was I running out? I think I was. No, I wasn't. It was a bad idea. I could have ran the same loop. He's not stepping. And he's not challenging. He's not armoring. I could have ran the same fucking loop and got to the wall. I don't really like that idea. And here is where I recognize, oh, this is a good place. Alright. Yeah. Here was where I recognized, after I did that 4-2-1, I recognized that if I jab, he's probably gonna Shoryuken. I was like, that Shoryuken is a move that he likes to use when his back is towards the wall, because it's evasive and shit. I get you. It's like a slippery move. You can, cheat the, you can cheese the game, get you a high crush or whatever. Or not cheese the game. You can like make a move on your opponent's high, whatever. It is a strategy. It's not super cheesy. It's not like ALP. Not super cheesy like ALP or like Leroy parries or nothing crazy like that. But it is a robbery move, right? So it's made to rob. So I go for that. Doesn't work. He goes into heat here. I swing while standing 3, anticipating that he would maybe do a slower move that would be more plus, or while standing 4 actually. Then he does the down jab. Here I probably should have did down 1+2, but I did jab. Not the greatest idea, right? And so he does that. That's plus. Then I'm still looking out for the Shoryuken because I know he has to do it. He has a lot of health to make up, right? And he does it. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. And I do that. I do 1+2 in response or whatever. Like, I don't know why I did 1+2 in response, but there was really no need to press anything. Or I could have just ran a Phoenix mix, to be honest. But yeah. And that's because I don't know the frames of the Shoryuken. I need to know the frames of the Shoryuken. Frames of Shoryu. On hit and on block. I need to know, right? And so for some reason I duck, which there was no reason to. Claudio can't launch you low. So yeah, I was happy that I blocked the Shoryuken. I got hit by that. Then I tried to step. Can't step. I'm dead. Beautiful. Beautiful. I sold that game. Completely sold the game. Lack of focus. GG's to Kevo. Feel like it was more my fault than his. I definitely feel like I definitely outplayed him. And enough to be able to win the set. So definitely outplayed him enough to win the set. I did not stay focused enough. So now Kevo an ass whooping again. So, and I intend to give it to him. I'll be more focused next time I play him anyway. So we'll see what happens. All right. Next, since I lost, I had to go to losers. Playing against the homie Oni in his Miari Zo. So against Miari, I have a little bit of experience from a hero. I have some experience against Oni, of course. But against Miari, it just feels like I have to try not to get hit by DF2. Try not to get hit by DF2, and don't let her be too crazy on the pole, right? And against Oni, I did a good job of that the first match. The second match, not so much. Oni was adjusting to the timing and the move choices that I was having, and he won the second match. And then the third match, I picked up the pace, and it helped out for a little bit, and then helped out for a little bit all the way up into the last round. In the last round, I got him to like maybe 10% health, so like maybe 2 pokes, 1 poke, be able to kill him. And Oni activated Oni comeback mode, and got himself out of the corner with a grab, I believe, and he jumped off the wall and did some plus frame shit. He got a knockdown. I was in a position to roll forward because of what he did stance wise. However, he did the jump off the wall thing, and then he jumped on the pole, and then I was on the ground. He jumped off the pole. While he jumped off the pole, I believe, I rolled towards him and did cross chop and won. It was one of the weirdest endings I've ever had in a tournament. So, also the setup felt a little faulty. But that is I feel like that just happens in FGC. You don't end up having perfect setups. Sometimes it's a laggy setup. Sometimes it might be a monitor that's weird. Sometimes, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. That's just kind of the FGC. And like, it's really hard to get things to be uniform. you know, because people are bringing stuff. People are all bringing stuff, so it makes sense that that your situation won't be as uniform as it is at home. I personally have never cared about it, and I typically adjust, and I don't complain. If I notice it, I'm like, oh, okay. So, and then I adjust. So, there's like a laggy setup where I notice I'm pressing the button, moves are coming out a little later or a little earlier than what I'm used to. I normally just adjust. I mentally make note. So, and I did that on that setup as well. Now this is Ali. I'm gonna call him Ali. Ali is a player from Chicago. From Chicago that apparently has some prestige. Apparently he got 4th at Frosty. Good shit. GG's to you, sir. Also, he won. There was a Chicago local, I believe he won last week. So this guy is pretty solid, but he ended up losing in winners to Little Soap. So I was like, oh shit, maybe he'll get eliminated. Nah, he made it all the way back. All the way back to loser semis. I believe this is loser semis. This goes to 3. So this goes to 3, and he main Shaheen. I saw him play Claudio, and I saw him play Lee Chalon. So he plays a lot of Tekken. I can tell you that. Elite Clutch said that he's a God 3 Shaheen, and my buddy Pevin said that he's like a top 3 Shaheen in North America. I'm like, ooh, okay, that's pretty cool. However, and it also means absolutely nothing to me. I learn about you as I fight you. I don't give a fuck about your prestige or your reputation or who you are or who you have been. None of that shit. It matters not. So for me, I was like, okay, we'll see what's happening. And I was just like, man, I was kind of hoping he played somebody that wasn't Shaheen, whatever, because I have more experience against Lee. I have even more experience against Claudio. So I was like, damn. Because if he plays Shaheen, it's going to be rough. My Shaheen ignorance is going to be on display here. And the sucky part is there's so much shit that I don't know that this might be kind of hard to laugh. So I'm going to take some notes. I'm going to wipe my hands because I just ate, right? I'm going to wipe my hands and I'm going to get ready to take some notes as much as I can. Been wiped. Now, used to play Shaheen a lot, yeah. Well, Bio, I could have used that XP. This player is really good. I don't want to take anything away from him. So when I am complaining about my ignorance, know that it is not me attacking the Ali's skill. I am not attacking his skill, even if that's what it sounds like. It's not. Ali is very solid. I cannot take that away from him. He got 4th at Frosty's. That's a big regional. There are heavy hitters there. That is a hard tournament. He won his local. That is a difficult thing to do. Playing against the people that you play all the time is difficult. Even if you may get the upper hand on them or you may understand how you can win against them, it still is difficult because they could be plotting on you. They could be watching your match replays. So I understand as somebody that's won a ton of locals before, I understand that playing people that you know is not necessarily something that is very comfortable. You might be comfortable in an environment because you know the people, but like the actual matches, you don't know what they've been studying on. You don't know what habits of yours they've been plotting to exploit. You don't know like what anti-lab shit that they've been doing that their character specifically can do to your character specifically. I've just learned this over time. Because I've done that to other players, you know. But I'm gonna complain a lot about the ignorance, and I already have, and I will continue to do so until I feel competent about my knowledge about this character, which might take a month probably, and that's okay. But just know that now I'm doing the work. I will begin doing the work right after this. So, all right. So the only thing I plan to do in this is to try and make this game as fundamental as possible, because I think that I can fundamental everybody. You know, maybe like the toppest tier of those Tekken people, I wouldn't be able to. Like, you know, the knees, the world champion people. Maybe I wouldn't be able to. But I believe that if there's a game that I can win, it is in boxing. I believe I can inbox with anybody, no matter who their character is. Even if their character is better at inboxing, Steve is better at inboxing than Clive is. Shaheen is. Lee is. There's a ton of characters that are better. I, as a player, believe I can do it with whatever character I'm using. It is a strength that I've grown from all of my time playing horror and just paying attention to people and exploiting their habits. Right? So, so that was really my only goal, because I don't know enough about this character to be able to exploit the right shit. I don't know which way to step. Which way do you step, Shaheen? Oh no. You know, there's like a general, oh, you sidestep him left, or you sidewalk him right. Like, I don't even know that shit. So, it's my fault. My fault. But I do a really good job the first match at keeping this pretty fundamental. See, there's not a lot of stances going on. It's a lot of close shit, you know. You don't see Phoenix at all, really, right? All right. Here's a clean launch. Yeah. So I take that, right? Oh my gosh, bro. Alright, first thing I need to know is the frames on this low. Frames on low. I need the frames on all those lows, actually. On block, on hit, and on block. All of them. I need all of them, because I don't know. I don't know if that's minus 11, minus 15, minus 14, minus 13, any of that shit. So, and I don't know the frames on hit either. So, we will be going to the lab right after this. Figure that shit out. Okay. This move, I think, is down back 2. Right here. That. That's down back 2 in the sneak. Alright. Frames on down back 2. What's the squiggly line? I don't know how to hit the squiggly line. We'll just do dash. Dash. Sneak. On block. Right. That's not real. Yeah, I didn't know if it was or not, but I got hit. Well, into sneak. Like, I don't know if it changes in sneak. So. Good armor. Beautiful. So yeah, I made that really fundamental, and I got wild in the last round. Right? Won the first match. That was the last match I won. Accidental jump. We take advantage of those. Blasting. Ah! Ankles. Doesn't work. I need to remember that this didn't work and learn why. So I am standing on the right of a wall splat. I will type this into Clive. Wall splat. Clive on right side of op. Up on +2. Question mark. I should put heat. heat up 1+2. I'm going to test that as well. This is starting to look like some good homework. Don't know why that didn't work. I should have armored here. In rank, I do that. If I ever finish that string, I have a high chance of doing armor after, and it would have won me the game. I'm so shocked I didn't do it, but I still ended up taking the game. Oh fuck, the bitch slap. Oh my gosh. Frames on bitch slap. Don't even know the notation. Don't know the notation. I don't know this shit on hit or on block. One. Frames on whatever the fuck that is too. What is this? What am I watching on? Fucking 360p? No, this is supposed to be 720p. Why is it looking like this? Maybe because I got it on different speed or whatever. Oh, fuck what? All right, let's back up. Bitch slap, flip over. I don't know what this move is, but it looks like it's out of sneak, maybe. Yeah, he goes into sneak before he does it. I'm gonna call it frames on sneak. I'm gonna call it SNK overhead. I'm gonna call it overhead. A bitch slap. Sidestep. Oh, that's a sidestep move? I didn't fucking know that. Frames on sneak overhead. Did he down jab there? Why did I jab? I feel like I should sidestep after my heat a lot more than what I do. I jabbed. Yep, that's the same down back 2 shit, right? The same down back 2 shit. It worked earlier, right? Down back 2. Oh, maybe my response is too late. I'm gonna guess. My response is probably too late. Okay, so it worked there. I did a mid. I think he realized that I didn't know the frames of that, so he tried it again there, and I used 1+2. Use a fire blast. Why was this like this? All right, and apparently this unblockable move. Unblockable move is a charge move. I did not know that, and this guy can buffer it out of DF1. So that really sucks. I thought that this move was only available in sneak as well. So, news to me. Woo! This was fire. This was fire. I have no clue why he thought to do this. I hadn't given him a reason. I haven't given him a reason to do that. So that was just a read. Yeah, that was a read or a habit that he has. That was a good counter to that. I do down back 4 when people step too hard. And I noticed him stepping, but he was doing step guard. He wasn't stepping far enough for it to work. Also, I think 1-2-4 is guaranteed. Also, I don't know why that didn't punish. I guess I was just late. That's kind of weird. Alright, on to the next match. I already have in my homework to test all of his lows. Lift. Jab. Jabbed again. He did down 2, which is +5. Side step. Down back 2-1. Okay. Fair. Oh, fuck. Frames on jumping thingy. Don't know the frames on that either. On jumping, jumping attack. I don't know. Okay. 2-1 down jab. I did a 2. I'm shocked he was able to step that. That's a mid. On block and a heat engager. Okay. Thank you, thank you. I will type it after I see it. I want visual confirmation in the game as well. I believe you. I just want to get through this first. So much shit that I'm so confused about. So I got hit by that. I don't know what that move is at all. That's like a combination of moves. It looks like it's unblockable. That looks like all standing 2, and it also looks like the beginning to is unblockable. But it turns into the jumping attack as well. I don't know what that attack is. Like, is that a heat move? Like, I don't know. I have no clue. I have no clue what this move is. After he goes into heat, he uses a move that looks like his jumping attack move, but it also, the beginning of it also looks like while standing 2, and it also looks like the beginning of his unblockable. I'm imagining it's a mid elbow into whatever that is. I don't know what that shit is. I guess I'll have to go through his move list and find that shit. That move is plus unblock, yeah. Rising elbow and jumping attack. I need to check my phone. I was supposed to be getting a text message from her. Back to this. That was a good grab. Hesitation. kick. Didn't know that string had a third. What did he hit me with here? Good duck. I was flustered by like I didn't know what I needed to use defensively. You see he's attacking a fuck ton, right? It's also because he knows that I don't know the frames of anything. I didn't know that I didn't know this move existed. Also, this right here, this kick, that I didn't know that existed. I didn't know you had a high homing wall splatting move at all. Oh shit! Holy Friday! Rain with a party of 3. Yo, thank you. I'm in the middle of the middle of my Tekken review. Went to a tournament, got 4th. I did okay. This was just, I got mixed, whatever. When you're not used to a character, I don't think you should put yourself in situations like this right here. This is a really bad example of what to do. If you're confident about a character and or a player, then this could be a good play to like stay on the ground with 5 seconds left, because that means you anticipate the mid. I had no clue. I was so overwhelmed with me not knowing about what the character could do that I just totally fucked this up. Okay. Yo, for sure, bro. Yo, thank you. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Okay, I get a lot of low blocks here. Oh shoot! Are you ready, guys? Yeah, put your guns on. Yeah, yo, Elijah Friday. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right, and the raid. Okay, so I just went low a bunch that round and won, but like, man, I really don't feel like I know enough about this character. And it looks like I'm building momentum and I don't know how. I already have that in my notes. Heat, wall, unblockable. That was nasty. This right here was nasty. He did this, fucked up his wall combo, and then hit me. I think he hit me. Yeah, he hit me with a straight move, and then went into unblockable, whatever, into that for the game. That was disgusting. That is I main this character type shit, and I respect it. I just wish that I like knew more about him so I could give him the fight that I want to give him, or that, you know, I just want to give a good fight, and this was not a good fucking fight, bro. It really irritates me. There's the 10 hit. Also, I didn't even know Shaheen had a 10 hit, bro. I mean, it makes sense that he has one. I just ain't never thought about it. I think he was trying to win with style or some shit. Shit didn't work out. However, like, cause he tried to hit me with the 10 hit joint, right? Right? Tried the 10 hit joint, and then he tried 2 moves, and then a parry, but he ended up getting the armor move to work. But yeah, GG's Alejandro. GG's. If he does come back to nap, after a couple of weeks, we're gonna have a good fight. I'm gonna make sure of it. Absolutely make sure of that. I'm not like claiming that I'm gonna beat his ass or no shit like that. I'm not claiming that he only won because he's playing Shaheen. I just am really, really upset about my own ignorance. And I was typing this out in our Tekken chat. I was typing this out in our Tekken chat, right? And the thing is, for me, actually, I'm gonna go back because I was just in my emotions I was in my emotions very strongly when I was in the chat, right? So let me see if I can find what I said. What in the fuck? These ads off the screen, bro. Let's move that. Let's move this. Where's the Tekken chat? Right here. So my message is at, right? So I will close with this, right? I'll close this with this. All right. So for me, I'm irritated. I found what I said. For me, I'm irritated specifically not because I lost. I can handle losing, to my own mistakes. I did too much of this and they punished it, or getting outplayed. Say they sidestepped and launched me, or they hit me with a setup I wasn't sure about. Damn, you got me. Cool, whatever. I can handle that. It's not a big deal. I have a problem with ignorance, I believe, because I put so much time into T7 and T8 that losing like that, it just don't happen that much at all. So it's a rare feeling, and honestly, for me, it prevents a true fight, right? It's a true fight. I like for my opponents to know my character and counter me and get to layer 2 through 72, And if an opponent doesn't know my character, sometimes it becomes a bit dull of a fight because I can just do the same stuff and repeat it and, and win, right? But that prevents me from the feeling that I desire most. I desire a real fight with adaptation, that is the core of why I'm playing these fighting games, and I'm venting, but imagine you're a real fighter, right? You train all these jabs and hooks and uppercuts, leg kicks, and opposite arm, opposite leg combos and all of that, prepping to fight your opponent, right? And then you fight the opponent and they can't defend against a jab cross. They can't defend against a jab cross. So it makes all that you train for feel useless. And that's how I feel Ali felt in our match, because I wasn't really able to defend against layer 1. So we weren't even able to get into crazier stuff. Even though I did feel him, he's a bit of a nervous player. I did notice that he was reacting too much to, negative stuff. He's reacting too much. He's got he still closed out the set, but I can tell I can use that against him, in games. So I can use that against him, but in the future. But that's a different story. That's a different topic. It's a different story, different topic, but we're gonna label this video "My Ignorance of Shaheen."